Bang! Bang! It's good!
Yo, what it do, what it do, what it do, man? What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, man? We are back. We are back for another show, man. Another show, man. Y'all boys, man. Hey, welcome to the Crazy Game Podcast, man. Welcome to the Crazy Game Podcast, bro. And we are um we're gonna talk about a couple things today. Yo, did y'all hear the news? Phantom possibly is out of A&P. What? Yo.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, bro, exactly what you heard, bro. Yo, I don't know. Hey, there's speculations that he may be capping, and this may just be a A&P publicity stunt. A&P probably just trying to stir up shit and trying to get us like involved and engaging until they invest and come out of it. But yo, Phantom has put out a tweet, and there has been speculations that people have been unfollowing Phantom, but Duke Dennis did. I believe he did post about it and say it's fake news, but we don't know. We don't really know, bro. Let's get into it, man. Let's watch this video and let's see what y'all think, bro. Let me see what y'all think because yeah, he's yep. Sheesh there. Let's watch this video real quick.
We waited 2 months for a really, really cool reveal, and it did not happen. It got delayed. It had nothing to do with us. It wasn't us. But at a certain point, bro, it's been 2 months. You feel me? It's been 2 months. Like, I've been here every day streaming, bro. Just being able to walk through the house is fire.
Okay. So in today's video, we got to talk about A&P, man. So it's looking like some breaking news just hit the internet with A&P and Phantom. So Phantom put this out on Snapchat, man. Phantom said, A&P Twitter page unfollowed me and removed me from having access. I bet. Can't wait to find out who came up with this. So a couple of days ago, guys, Phantom had put out this tweet and he had said, you said fuck me, and I was like, cool. So now what's the problem? So Phantom had put that tweet out 2 days ago and people didn't understand what he was talking about. They thought he was quoting a song, right? But now 2 days after that, we see A&P unfollowing Phantom, and then Phantom had put out this right here. Phantom said, they forgot all the shit that I did. I was feeding the team when I didn't have. I was taking a risk. I done got all of us rich.
Yo, and I seen I seen a video that I seen a video, or I can't remember where it was, but there was a clip or a video that I was watching of the A&P trio. And the reason I say trio, even though I know there's more of them, but I said trio just because I feel like they be together often. But Phantom, Kai Sanat, and Dennis Duke. So there was a clip where they were saying that, yo, I guess there was like giving credit to Phantom because Phantom is the one that, kind of like put them on, or kind of like, told them boys they could do it, or like, I don't know, but like it's I think Phantom is a big piece of why them boys are successful as they are. I'm
And
just,
Phantom
I don't
also
know.
put out this statement as well. He said, I find it funny. Everything will soon come to light. They should be thanking me. If you knew what I knew, y'all will understand. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is always strategic from them. It's never natural anymore. Every move is calculated. Funny how you got to watch those closest to you, but that's how it goes. They think they're actual gods. We know who God really is. Their God is money. Mine isn't. A lot of people was like, yo, this is bait. This is Phantom right now laughing at everybody falling for the bait. AMP is just cooking up something for content. They just want to bait all the fake people that's probably been showing them some love to come out and celebrate that Phantom is kicked out of AMP, right? Duke Dennis also reacted to the news because everybody is kind of like trying to check out their pages to see what's going on. Duke Dennis had put this out on his Snapchat and he had said, fake news. So yeah, man, you know, a lot of people was retweeting Phantom's tweet. As you can see, it said your rage retweeted Phantom after he said he was kicked out of AMP, leading fans to believe he could be joining FaZe. I don't think AMP would be stupid enough, even if there's drama going on.
Nah, I don't think so, bro. No, I don't think so. I cannot see Phantom jumping, going from AMP to FaZe off the jump. Like, honestly, I think Phantom will probably try to branch off and just do his own thing and like grow his brand and go even harder in his own. And that's what I would do if I was Phantom's case. If I was Phantom and I got dropped like that, bro, I would have just, just went in my own bag. Like, Phantom has like 6 point something million followers. Like, bro, he has the following to do his own thing. So he really doesn't need them. The only reason why, the benefit of joining a esports team or these type of organizations is just the exposure that they come with in the sponsorship. Like if you're trying to do something, they can magnify it. So I don't think Phantom I think Phantom would be just fine on his own, doing his own thing. So I don't think this is a bad thing.
I think they'd be stupid enough to break Phantom's contract and have him go join FaZe. That would be one of the dumbest things that could possibly happen in this situation, right? So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I would like for you guys to get in the comment section down below. Who do you think Phantom was talking about when he put out that tweet? When he said, you said me, and I was like, cool. So now what's the problem? So there could be an inside thing going on right now. Get in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you made this far in the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.
Yo, that is wild. Yo, that was wild. Man, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Let's see. YNW could be released today if the judge approves the motion for bond. Yo, so yes. Yo, YNW Melly. It's not too much going on, but it is a little bit going on with YNW Melly. Like, yo, man, I wish my sister was on stream, bro. If my sister was on stream, bro, my sister would have been like in the chat right now, like, yo, not you and this YNW Melly, bro. I'm one of them niggas that be like, yo, YMW DeMelly ain't do it. He ain't kill them niggas like that, bro, because YMW DeMelly, like, he can't be that cold-blooded, like, although he did make a song, Murder on My Mind, but, he can't be that, like, he can't be like that, right? Right? He can't be like that, right? Let's check out. Let's see if we have any updates. Day 2. Let's see if there's any. Oh, she's not dead. Oh my God, I can't do this yet. Oh no. Nope. Yep, we're gonna touch on the Diddy shit. No, for sure. We're gonna touch on the Diddy shit. Alrighty. Let's see. What's his name again? Oh, we were just talking about. Okay. Oh, Uncle Shannon is on. Nightcap's on. Let me say, hey. Okay. So, YNW Mally. Let's see if we got any updates. Okay. Yo, we got updates from The Crib.
Now rapper YNW Melly appearing in court as his lawyers try to convince the judge to release him on bond. The rapper's real name is...
YNW Melly. So we just looked at this we on my Twitter right now. So we just looked at this tweet that from Say Cheese. YNW Melly could be released today if the judge approves his motion for bond. He's been in jail for 6 years. I was on Academics stream earlier, and Academics touched on this. Academics was basically saying that Academics was basically saying that boom, the judge in the YMW Melly case is like, bro, dude been in jail for 6 years. Why is he still in jail for no reason? Like, bro, is there a way where we can, is there something we can do that would allow this young man to go home and still be restrained to, restrained to the surveillance of the courts? Is there a reason why we still have this young man in jail, waiting his trial? Because, bro, if y'all haven't really been, paying attention to this YMW Melly case, what happened was a mistrial. If you guys are not familiar with what a mistrial is when the juror is deadlock. This is when it is no yes, it's not a yes, it's not a no. We couldn't come to an answer. So that's what deadlock is. And so that's why it was a mistrial in this case. So now he's back in court and they're like, bro, what's going on? Can we have this man go home? Can he be under house arrest or something that he can be home? So let's see what the updates are.
Jamel Demons is accused of shooting and killing Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams nearly 7 years ago. Both were members of the YNW Collective.
Yo, that nigga look mad old now, bro. Hey. Yo, that nigga look mad old now. Like, y'all, he's been in jail for 6 years, guys. 6 years. So let's see, he's been in jail for 6 years, bro. Yo, he been in jail for 6 years. He's 26, so that means he went to jail when he was 20, bro. Dude was mad young when he went to jail, bro, man. And but yes, bro, yo, dude looking mad old now, bro. Yo, dude 26 now. Yo, YMW Melly is 26 now, bro. Like, Gang was over here making all these hits and everything like that, bro, having a blast, bro. Now dude is 26 and looking old as hell, bro. Yo, fucking mustache a little, bro. He got lined up.
Alongside Demons, his first trial ended in a mistrial in 2023 and has since filed a motion for pre-trial.
Yo, it was a mistrial in 2023. It is 2025 basically mid 2025, and he is still in jail, and he had it in 23. That was the mistrial, bro. Are you serious, bro? Yo, the prosecutors are bullshitting this man. Like, yo, get this man out of jail, man.
Trial release are cameras capturing the tense interaction between the judge and one of the rapper's attorneys.
I don't understand your continued behavior, speaking out of turn, yelling at someone that's not true. What part of the rules of criminal procedure or the Florida statutes or any case law says that you get to do that just when you feel like it? I'm not going to let anyone shout over you or interrupt you or call you a liar while you're sitting at the podium. And I can promise you, I'm not going to allow you to ever do it again. Do you have any questions about it? Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, check that. Check that. Check that. Check that.
Rule on this request for bond in the coming.
Yo, look at YNW Melly. Yo, that's the look of a man that knows I might be going home soon. That is the look of a man that knows that he might be going home soon.
Days Demons' murder trial is set to begin in September, and if convicted, he could face the death penalty.
Oh, he said December?
The judge is expected to rule on this request for bond in the coming days. Demon's murder trial is set to begin in September, and if convicted, he could face the death penalty.
So September. So his trial is in September, and he had a mistrial in 23. Crazy stuff, bro. Crazy stuff, bro. Let's get some more details on this shit, bro.
The YNW Melly murder trial somehow gets even messier. John Phillips, the lawyer for the victims' families in the lawsuit, tweeted out a picture of a bullet hole on the YNW Juvie's face. Yes, you heard me correctly. A lawyer for the victims' families is arguing with people on Twitter, tweeting out autopsy pictures, and guess what? He apparently wasn't even supposed to have these pictures. I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna read the full motion. Stick around for the full video. Let's go. Hit subscribe. All right, we got urgent motion for an order to show cause against the office of Broward State Attorney Harold F. Pryor and the lawyer John Phillips, who's representing the families of the victims. Both members of the Florida Bar should not be referred for disciplinary action due to conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice. Here we go. On or about November 2024, the Office of Broward State Attorney Harold F. Pryor authored an order at the behest of Attorney John Phillips, providing an unredacted form of evidence demanded by John Phillips. See copy of email including proposed order attached here too as Exhibit 1. Hold on, is the defense saying that John Phillips was not supposed to get this evidence? The Office of the Broward State Attorneys agreed to provide all the unredacted evidence to the descendants' civil attorneys without informing this court or the defendant's criminal attorneys.
What?
I'm not sure if that's standard procedure. Is it normal for the state attorney's office to hand over everything and not inform anyone? The records demanded included, but were not limited to, unredacted autopsy photographs of the decedents. The photograph or video or audio recording of an autopsy held by a medical examiner is confidential and exempt from blah 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 of the state constitution with exception to surviving parent. Wait, so John Phillips was not supposed to have any of this. It was discovered on or around May 3rd, 2025. Wait, 2 days ago? Attorney John Phillips released various autopsy photos of Christopher Thomas on his X account while engaging in analysis and arguments with the public. No, he did not. So John Phillips is always tweeting about basically how he thinks Melly's guilty, right? So here's his tweet. If your hero is innocent, why won't his people talk? How did Juvie get shot from 8 to 10 feet away on the left side of his face with gunpowder burns and have his defensive wounds on his left hand if the drive-by was on the right side? 100% shot by the person in the back passenger seat. He's responding to a Melly fan. Attached to that tweet is a picture of the bullet hole on Juvie's face. Like straight up the autopsy picture. On Twitter. It only has 700 views, but Melly's mom said, "Sir, you're a civil attorney, not criminal. Please stay in your lane. Have a blessed day."
Damn.
Bro, this is so messy.
Damn.
He also said,
Damn. Damn.
Bang!
Yo,
Let's go.
why mom checked him like that? Yo, why mom checked him like that? Yo, mom ain't even had to check dude like that for real, bro. Like, why mom checked him like that? Like, yo, man, let's back that up a little bit.
Attached to that tweet is a picture of the bullet hole on Juvie's face.
Crazy,
like straight
bro.
up the autopsy picture.
Bro, how can an attorney do that, bro? That's unethical, I feel like, bro. I feel like that's something that should be brought up to the freaking boards of law, bro.
Picture. On Twitter. It only has 700 views, but Melly's mom said, "Sir, you're a civil attorney, not criminal. Please stay in your lane. Have a blessed day." Bro, this is so messy. He also said, "I got multiple witnesses to admit they went back and hid it," referring to the murder weapon. He has witnesses that admit they went back and hid the murder weapon. Have recordings of that. Just wait. The lies will be uncovered. Just tired of the reporters and co-conspirators passing on lies and not doing the work. Lazy or complicit. Oh boy, he responded 7 hours ago to this motion. This motion is legally frivolous and defamatory. Did it go straight to the press even before proofreading? Question mark. It also falsely claims I don't represent Juvie's interests. I do 100% and have full support of Chris Thomas's family to release evidence to counteract the falsehoods presented by the defense and their family. The point is they don't want it out there and are desperate to hide that Juvie was shot on the left side from close range. This isn't a secret. Any credible media would discuss adverse facts instead of platform a bunch of sock accounts to harass me. What the fuck is a sock account? I don't think I've ever heard that term before. By the way, isn't Raven Liberty literally being investigated for impropriety in this case? Where's that mentioned? Hold on. The investigation in Raven Liberty is horseshit. They haven't arrested her and it's been 15 months. All right, back to the motion here. John Phillips does not represent the interests of Christopher Thomas, and he nor his clients were entitled to the privileged autopsy report of photos of Mr. Thomas. There's no way. Did this lawyer really tweet out pictures of an autopsy that he wasn't even supposed to have? So here's they put the exhibit and the motion here of his tweet, and I'm obviously not going to show the bullet wound one. All right, John Phillips is causing significant public dissemination of sensitive material that he should never have been allowed to access to, but for the Office of the State Attorney agreeing to do such. Criminal charges related to the photographs are still pending, and the unauthorized release of these images has the potential to severely impact the integrity of the ongoing proceedings. She's talking about like a jury. Thankfully, there's only 700 views on Twitter, which isn't really shit, but still. The conduct of the Broward State Attorney's Office and John Phillips together constitutes a violation of the ethical standards as set forth
Yo, that's what I was saying, bro. That's unethical.
and the rules regulating the Florida bar. Specifically, Rule 484D prohibits conduct that is prejudicial to the administration of justice. The unauthorized dissemination of sensitive autopsy photographs undermines public confidence in the legal system and the fair administration of justice. The Florida Supreme Court has addressed similar ethical breaches, including but not limited to prohibiting a lawyer from engaging in conduct in connection with practice of law that was prejudicial to the administration of justice, citing Florida Bar v. Scheinberg and Florida Bar v. Arugu. Florida courts are clear that the public is to be protected from unethical conduct, and unethical conduct is to be sanctioned to deter other lawyers from engaging in similar misconduct. The duty to protect the public and maintain the integrity of the legal system is paramount, but protecting Mr. Deming's constitutional right to a fair trial is greater. The actions of Broward State Attorney's Office agreeing to provide the unredacted evidence to a civil attorney previously known to continuously post about the criminal case has not only compromised ongoing criminal proceedings, but also eroded public trust in the legal profession. The actions of John Phillips done with malicious intent have not only compromised ongoing criminal proceedings, but also eroded public trust in the legal profession. Wait, why'd they just repeat this? Or did they, is this like a typo? They copy and pasted the same shit twice? The Office of the State Attorney has been called again usurping justice. This time around, they are conspiring with the decedent's attorney, John Phillips, to sway public opinion and taint the jury pool, thereby recluding Jamel Demings from receiving a fair trial. This misconduct of the office, Broward State Attorney Harold F. Pryor, is not only willful and flagrant, but it's ongoing and compounded with one intentional ethical violation after the next. The conduct of both the office and the state attorney and John Phillips must be sought before other prosecutors and or attorneys. Respectfully request this honorable court to issue an order to show cause why the office of the state attorney Harold F. Pryor and John Phillips should not be referred to the Florida bar for disciplinary action based on the aforementioned ethical violations. So that she's trying to report everyone to the Florida bar. Disqualify John Phillips from any further representation of the decedent's families in the subject matter criminal proceedings. Holy shit. Raven Liberty just requested to kick his ass off the case for the families that are suing Melly. Any other relief that this court deems necessary and just. Law Office of Raven Liberty. This is a good reply to John Phillips, though, about him pointing out Raven Liberty is being investigated. According to Fine, there's no investigation regarding Miss Liberty. Remember that? The judge literally said, I don't think she's being investigated. This is horse shit. He called the state out on their lie. I find it crazy, though, that a lawyer of one of the deceased victims is tweeting out autopsy pictures, arguing with random people on Twitter.
Exactly.
What are you doing? Are you 20? That seems like something a 20-year-old person would do. Not even that, dude. It's 16 years old.
Exactly.
And I understand there's some sketchy evidence. Like, a lot of evidence points to that back seat. The back seat that Melly is on video going into. You know what I mean? So I understand what he's saying here. There's burn marks on the victim's face and everything. A lot of evidence points to that back seat. But this motherfucker apparently tweeted out pictures he wasn't even supposed to have. If that's true, and he wasn't supposed to have this shit, there's a big issue here. Defendant Jamel Demings' supplemental witness list. Miss Buckaloo, the state attorney that is prosecuting the case. What? What's going on here? Why do they want her to be a witness? And Dr. Heather Holmes, who seems to be a forensic psychologist based in Florida somewhere. And Brandon Williams, I'm not sure who that is, but... All right, we got a motion to strike notice of appearance and all other pleading of victims. On January 8th, 2019, with the enactment of Revision 1, Article 1, Section 16 of the Florida Constitution, victims of crime were granted the right to be informed, to be present, and to be heard when relevant at all crucial stages of criminal proceedings. Although a victim's attorney may file motions on behalf of the victim to enforce their rights, Marcy's Law does not support a victim's filing of some form of notice of election to exercise the rights of legal representation in a criminal proceeding. In the case at hand, John Phillips... Wait, what? John Phillips did something else? John Phillips filed not only a notice of appearance, but a designation of email. Somehow the victims' families are a party to the criminal proceeding. The victims are not entitled to receive pleadings as they are not a party to this matter. Jesus, that's a rough statement. That seems like a very heartless statement right there. So it sounds like John Phillips wants to like be in the loop on the criminal proceedings. This guy's trying to get any and all information, dude. He's being a very aggressive lawyer for the victims' families. Based upon the foregoing notice of appearance filed on behalf of the victims and the objections are outside the scope of the rights granted to the victim, must be stricken. Defendant Jamel Demings, through his attorneys, requests this order of this court striking the notice of appearances and any all pleadings filed on behalf of the alleged victims' families. This shit is getting messy with the victim's family's lawyer, is basically the gist of this. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. Love you boys. Peace out.
Yo. Man. Wild, wild, wild.
YNW Melly's team filed a supplement and amendment to the defendant Jamel Demon's second
Sheesh, all right. I end up jumping down this rabbit hole.
Demon's second
This
motion
man
for
page,
pretrial
man. Fuck it.
release. Melly has a bond hearing on May 6th in a few days, and I'm going to be honest, boys, I don't see him getting bond. I explained it in this video, and also there might be some audio statement from a new snitch in jail or something going on. You'll see in this video. Hit subscribe. Let's go, boys. All right, here we go. State of Florida versus Jamel Demons. Supplement and amendment to defendant Jamel Demons' second motion for pretrial release following mistrial. Subsequent to the trial that ended in a mistrial, Judge Murphy granted numerous motions to suppress evidence, which evidence cannot be introduced in any subsequent trial, nor considered by this court in its decision regarding bond. After the mistrial, Judge Murphy ruled that the defendant may call Assistant State Attorney Michelle Boutros as a witness in the retrial, and the state is prohibited from cross-examining Miss Boutros. If you don't remember Miss Boutros, she literally testified that the lead detective on the Melly case lied. Specifically, I think it was about the whole altercation with Melly's mother and the whole search warrant thing where he grabbed Melly's mom's wrist and hurt her wrist, apparently. This ruling was the subject of an attempted appeal to the 4th District Court of Appeals through a petition for writ of certiorari, and this attempt of appeal was denied by 4th District Court of Appeals. So obviously the state appealed Michelle Boutros being called as a witness, and that got denied at some point. At the last status hearing before this honorable court, Your Honor had mentioned that the issue of changed circumstances for another hearing regarding the defense bond would be examined by the court. The defendant, Demons, would supplement his motion for pretrial release with Keene v. Cochran, which specifically rules that changed circumstances good cause. Requirement that the state has in order to revisit a bond does not apply to the defendant seeking re-examination of bond conditions. Rule 3.131D2 of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure that require showing of good cause for the state to seek modifications of the bond, and that the state must present a change in circumstances or new information not made known to the first appearance judge that would warrant an increase or revocation of the bond, only to apply to the state and not to the defendant. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care how many changed circumstances there are. This judge ain't giving Melly bond, bro. It ain't gonna happen. But we'll see on May 6th on the hearing. The standard of proof evident presumption great, which the state must meet for pretrial detention pursuant to Arthur, is more stringent than beyond a reasonable doubt. The fact that the first trial ended in a mistrial hung jury, where 12 jurors could not agree on a verdict, is absolutely the best evidence that proof is not evident, and presumption is not great because the actual jury did not find, based on the evidence in the first trial, that the state proved their case beyond a reasonable doubt. The standard lower than proof of evident, presumption great. That's actually a good point.
Yo, that is a really good point, bro. Because, like, bro, yo, that is a really good point, bro. Like, how you can even rebuttal that shit, bro? Because think of it. The state presented their evidence. The defense, YNW Melly lawyers, presented their defense. The jury came back hung. So now that weakens the merit of this case.
So state must meet proof evident presumption great, but since there's a hung jury, the standard lower than proof evident presumption great. I still don't think a mistrial alone is going to get someone accused of murdering 2 people bond, sadly. And that's me being a Melly fan. Like, I like Melly's music, but I'm just being honest here, boys. This ain't fucking happening. The court announced that it sought to review the transcript of the first trial and preparing for a hearing on the defense's second motion for pretrial release following mistrial. In doing so, this honorable court must refrain from considering any and all evidence that was since suppressed by Judge Murphy's order, suppressing the evidence and those countless motions to suppress that Judge Murphy granted. That evidence is no longer to be legally considered as evidence in this case at all. Basically, what Judge Murphy did was close the window of time frame. They can look at his Snapchat, emails, and a bunch of other shit on his phone to like a 6-hour window around the time of the murder. Remember that? When it used to be like a month or two. He was like, fucking no, you don't need a month of his phone. You only need that 6-hour time frame. The state obviously didn't like that. That's what they're appealing. And Melly seems just pointing out you're not allowed to even consider that whole month time frame of any of the evidence to get him out on bond. Additionally, the evidence that Detective Moretti from the Miramar Police Department attempted to suborn perjury, Jesus, and Michelle Boucher's testimony regarding her witnessing of the fact are other evidentiary factors that this court must consider with its evaluation of whether proof is evident and presumption is great for the purposes of pretrial release. Oh, okay, yeah. Remember Moretti tried to tell a police officer, hey, you were in the room with us because he didn't have jurisdiction. That's what it was. He took Melly's mom's phone and realized after he didn't have jurisdiction to do that where he was located. I think it was in Broward. And looked at a Broward deputy and was like, hey, you were in the room with us, because then that gives him jurisdiction. I could be wrong. My memory could be failing me, but that's what happened. The state may argue the fact that Judge Murphy would not grant release after the mistrial is additional evidence that there's no good cause for the court to revisit release. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. I appreciate the support. Back to the video, boys. Nothing could be further from the truth. The posture of this case as it is now is far cry from the record of the first trial, which indeed resulted in a mistrial hung jury. See, but the other thing that they're not taking account here is the witness tampering charges too. This judge is going to see that this guy allegedly witness tampered his girlfriend. And let's be honest, Melly hasn't had the best behavior in jail. Like, it hasn't been good. There's been apparently a lot of infractions. I think it was like, what, 200 infractions, but I can't remember the number, dude. So I just highly doubt this judge is going to give him bond, bro. There's no evidence of a murder weapon. There's no evidence of an eyewitness other than one who testified the defendant left the car carrying his two best friends who were murdered by others after defendant Demons left the car. There's no evidence to link the defendant himself to these murders at all. That's a bold paragraph right there. Because remember, in the first trial, one of Melly's friends testified that Melly switched cars at some point in that drive, and he wasn't even in the car that got shot up. But then the state clapped back and showed that someone was sitting in that seat based on blood splatter analysis, because there was like blood splatter, but it didn't land on the seat because clearly someone was sitting in the seat, if you know what I mean. Defendant Jamal Demons respectfully requests the Honorable Court to consider the supplement amendment to previously filed second motion for pretrial release following mistrial. State supplemental discovery. State of Florida by and through unsigned assistant state attorney. State's previous submission submits the following amendments or additions. Audio statement taken from Irvin Delisma. I'm pointing out real quick. Does that mean this Irvin fella is snitching? It has to mean that, because here is Irvin, and this is his mugshot when he murdered a woman back in 2022, or allegedly murdered her. I guess he's not convicted of it yet. So why would they need an audio statement from him? Clearly, he must have heard something in jail, or Melly told him something in jail, and he's snitching. That's what I'm getting from this, right? Affidavit and search warrant for Apple iPhone, blah, blah, blah. Affidavit and search warrant to Google account. So we know some of these. I don't know why they're resubmitting all this. Apple and search warrant for Gray LG cell phone. Search warrant for Snapchat account, Instagram account, Melly. PowerPoint, Demons gang membership prepared by Detective Danny Polo. Oh my God. We're gonna have to go through that again, because that's how they get the death penalty on this case. The gang affiliation. We're gonna have to sit through Detective Danny Polo talking his nonsense about a gang. We're probably 2 or 3 days in the trial in September. When, let's be honest here, boys, if Melly is really guilty of killing his two best friends, it was not a gang killing. It just simply wasn't. It was a huge...
Hell nah, bro. It's not a gang killing. Bro, if he, like I said, if Melly really had it in him to really murder his two best friends, bro, yo, that's personal, bro. Especially to do it point blank. Like, that shit is personal, bro. Like, stabbing is personal because it's so close range. Like, you have to be all up on the person. Like, he was all up on them. For him to have murdered them like that, bruh, I don't know.
Personal fight where Melly snapped and murdered his two best friends, if he did it, clearly. Why would he kill his two best friends for a gang killing? That makes no sense. So this is an opening statement from Christine Bradley, who is no longer a state attorney on this case. Remember, it's Miss Buckaloo now, a blonde lady. And this is what she said in the opening statements about the whole gang side of everything. Which I said throughout the entire first trial. I think the gang side of this is complete horseshit. But just look how ridiculous this is.
So what you will learn from the evidence, from the Instagram, from the private messages, was that Jamel Demons is a member of the G Shine Blood set. This is not a stage personality. This is not an actor that's playing a character. This was his real life. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see that as soon as October 24th, 2 days before the homicide, Jamel Demons is learning the oath of loyalty to the G Shine Blood set. You're going to see things in these messages that will be indicative of blood membership. For example, anytime a word would normally be spelled with a C, as in Charlie, they don't use that. They replace it with the letter B. So instead of saying, I'm at the crib, they say, I'm at the rib. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because C is associated with cribs. B is for bloods. So if you look through all the messages, you will notice time and time again, Jamel Demons is dropping C's and using B's. And you're going to see pictures, you're going to see videos of the defendant doing something called stacking, which is a way to show a gang affiliation and to broadcast it to the world. And this is not just in music videos. This is not just in lyrics, because we're not going to get into that. That's artistic expression.
Oh, isn't that interesting? And now the new state attorney submitted like 70 songs or whatever, remember, of lyrics.
Oh,
But
yeah, I
Ms.
remember
Bradley
that.
says it's artistic expression. We're not going to get into that in the first trial. But clearly they were trying to put the narrative in front of the jury that he's a gang member and this was a gang killing because that's how they got the death penalty in the case. And it's just such horseshit. But they had to add it in there somewhere.
Not why we are here today. We are here because the defendant murdered 2 individuals. So in summary, the last thing I want to tell you that the evidence will show is that in the Instagram, because the defendant had a moderate social media following at the time of these events, people are reaching out to him. Some fans, some friends, some associates. You'll see on October 26th, after about 8 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time, multiple messages are coming in. Messages are coming in from individuals checking to see if he's okay, if he's been injured in this drive-by. If it's true that Anthony Williams, who's also sometimes referred to as Sack, and Chris Thomas, who is referred to as Doobie, are really dead. One individual, and specifically, sends out, and I want to quote the message exactly that you will hear, and says, right after this, yo homie, you good? Let me know something. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been—
Hey, yo, what the fuck? That's a stretch, bro. That's a stretch, bruh. That's a stretch, bruh. That's a stretch, bro. She went deep. She went deep. That's a hell of a stretch, bro. What y'all think?
This, yo homie, you good? Let me know.
So this is what YMW Melly friend says to him, and she says supposedly after the murder has been committed.
Right after this, yo homie, you good? Let me know something. So in the context of this message, this individual is reaching out, asking if Mr. Demons is good, after he's been tagged in multiple social media posts about this shooting. And Mr. Demons responds very succinctly, I did that. Shh.
So the I did that shush message from Instagram or Snapchat, I don't remember. I don't remember what his defense team said about that, but I think they kind of debunked the whole theory that that was in reference to the murder. It was apparently in reference to something else. It was like out of context. And I can't remember. I have to go through the first trial and see what they said about it. But who knows what the truth is anymore. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that clip of the opening statements. Bond hearing in like 5 days. So I'll be covering that. Hit subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out. Unknown number, I love you so much, baby. Even though this morning was short, it was perfect. Huh? What do you mean by that? You're texting a student. This special ed school teacher had an entire relationship with a 16-year-old student hidden from her husband. 30-year-old Christina Fermella was arrested and booked last month after the mother of the student found text on his phone. Just wait until you see all the texts. This lady is cooked. Hit subscribe, let's go. Here we go, the cop about to pull her over.
Police pulled her over back on March 16th to have a little chat. They followed her to her driveway.
Hey, how you doing? Hi. Officer Guzman with Downers Grove. Do you have your license on you?
The husband is sitting right next to her. Can you imagine how his day is going to be after this? It's not funny, but it's probably the worst day of this guy's life.
Tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna explain. I'm sure you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You're Christina?
Yes.
Okay, Christina, do me a favor. Can you step out of the car for me? I know you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You don't have anything on you? You can just grab whatever you need.
Whatever I need.
Yeah, whatever you need. Like your phone, your purse, go ahead and grab it.
Is she going somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna explain everything to you.
Was she being arrested or was she like being interrogated? That was like an awkward interaction. So the mother of the son found text messages on his phone and went to the police.
I don't understand what's going on here.
I get it, yeah. You can go grab your things.
Can he come with me?
Yes, yes. You stay there for right now, sir. Just stay there, but yes, you can. But come on back here.
Should I shut the car off?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Goes off. Okay. Let's right back over here. So, we do have an investigation going on. We have to talk to you about it at the police department, okay? So we're going to explain everything to you there. It's not my investigation. I don't know the full details. We do have to bring you there, though, okay?
You know, her heart rate just started going. She knows, bro. I'm telling you, she can act dumb, but she knows what's going on.
So I do have to put you in handcuffs and bring you to the police department. Just a Downers Grove.
Handcuffs?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I'm like willing to go with you.
I get it, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to do it that way. So do me a favor, we just take this off.
Can I ask you
Of course, yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not my investigation. Obviously, we're here for a reason. So go ahead and turn around for me. So right now, you're just being detained, and there is a detective that needs to talk to you at the police department.
So just detaining her to take her for interrogation, pretty much? I can't stop thinking about the husband in the passenger seat. What a terrible day for this guy, man.
I'm like...
I get it. You have a lot of questions.
So scared.
Yeah, everything's okay. We just need to talk to you at the police department. That's all. Nothing else on your pocket right now? Anything else?
Just my phone.
Just your phone?
Here.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to sit in the back of this car. On the other side. Once you get to the police department, you'll talk to the detective and he'll explain everything to you.
But you can't even give me like an idea as to what this is about?
Other than it's an investigation, that's all I can really tell you right now. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more.
Is he coming with me?
We'll let him know right now. We're just going to Downers Grove, so 10 minutes away.
No, I know, but I really would prefer that my husband's with me.
Of course.
For the channel, please hit subscribe. I appreciate the support. Back to the video, boys.
Am I in trouble? Like, I'm so lost right now.
Lady, you're in the back of a cop car in handcuffs. You're being taken to the police station to talk to detectives. You don't think
Yo, you know what, guys? I'm calling it a night, man. I'm calling it an early night, man. Your boy is tired, man. Your boy is tired, man. We had a long day today. We experienced what our life gonna be like for the foreseeable future, bro. It was cool, bro. It was dope, man. It was dope. It's cool, man. You know, man, what y'all gonna know about me is that I love staying busy, bruh. I love staying busy. But oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, we gonna have to talk about this on Friday. Oh shit. I see this bit popping up everywhere. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we gonna definitely have to talk about her on. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to definitely have to talk about a teacher allegedly raped teen at school while others students acted as lookouts. Yo, crazy. Yo, man, we gonna have to get into this on another day now. But yo, man, W stream, man. I feel like we had a good time, man. Regardless, man. I feel like we was updated on a couple things. Yo, so recapping, Phantom kicked out of AMP, allegedly. We don't know. We're gonna have to see if what happened. 2, YMW Melly may be coming back home under some supervision situation. Maybe we're waiting on a response from the judge on that verdict. And 2, darn, we didn't even get to go through Diddy's second day of trial, bro. Dang, bro, your boy tired, man. Man, we're gonna have to recap. We're gonna have to recap day 2 and day 3 tomorrow. So damn, it's gonna be a drag, but it's all right, bro. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all boys for tuning in with your boy, man. Hey, I'm signing out, man, early tonight. Your boy usually give y'all some long, good content, man. We usually do at minimum 4 to 5 hours, man, and it hurts me not to be here. But your boy tired, bro. Your boy tired. But I love y'all boys, man. And yo, crazy game, man. Keep it crazy, baby. See y'all boys.